Alright, so it's TeamStrub Day 7. I'm here in downtown Montgomery, Alabama. Right, downtown we were in?
Yeah, downtown.
Okay. And I'm here with Jetson and Liz from Eat South. Guys, you want to introduce yourselves, sort of explain what you do?
Jetson Brown. I'm the farm manager at Eat South at the downtown farm location. And I grow a lot of really great seasonal produce throughout the year for community members in Montgomery, and also as a backdrop to our field trip programs.
And I'm Liz Ellerson. I'm the community outreach coordinator for Eat South. So I help fund our farmers and all of our education programs.
Great, great. So Jetson, we had an opportunity to walk around, take a tour of the farm this morning that we manage. Why don't you explain sort of and tell the people a little bit about the farm, some of the different aspects of it, and how you got to be in that location.
Okay. Well, the farm was started in 2011. It was started by interest from actually the city, the deputy mayor, the mayor, Parks and Rec department were interested in having an urban farm downtown in Montgomery, and approached what was our nonprofit at that time, and asked them to help create an urban farm downtown. It's about 2.5 acres that we have, but right now we're just farming in about 24 to 25 foot beds that are raised beds, because it was actually, before we were there, a train switching station, which means there's a lot of heavy metals in the soil, which in a way is great because there are a lot of heavy metals in urban soil all over the place, and as a teaching tool to have the ability to show what you can do in that situation is very helpful. We do a lot of gardening classes down there. We do a field trip called Good Food Day, where hundreds of children come and they learn everything from how to plant a seed to the history of agriculture in Alabama, to fruits, vegetables, grains, chickens, bees, all sorts of things, and go away with a better understanding of where their food comes from. And we also sell to some chefs around here. The Bullet is actually one of the places that we sell to, so they have some of our produce on the menu sometimes.
Okay, great. And you talked about the Good Food Days. That's a really big initiative with the kids in Montgomery. We spoke this morning about obesity and hunger being major issues in the city. What exactly does a Good Food Day entail? When a kid comes in, I know you just went through this a little bit, but talk me through how a Good Food Day works, and how maybe someone in the community who might be watching this, who hasn't heard of it, might get involved and bring a group over to experience a Good Food Day.
Okay. Anybody who's interested in any of our programs can email us at info@eatsouth.org.
Put that right here, right? I love doing that, and then I'll do it again. We get the animation twice, right? info@eatsouth.org.
And I will respond.
And Liz will write back.
And from there, you can bring your kids out. We accept kids from schools, summer camps, homeschool programs. If you just have, I think it's at least 10 kids in your care that you want to bring out there, and you can get, a group of people who have kids and bring them out for a Good Food Day. They'll learn everything from, they're going to start by being able to plant seeds, and then we'll go through all of the different kinds of foods and where they come from. They'll be able to taste herbs, vegetables, learn a little bit about chickens, and do what's called a wiggle dance, which is something.
You were telling us about the wiggle dance before.
It's how bees communicate to each other where food is and how much there is. So they enjoy doing that. They wiggle a lot or a little depending on how much nectar they have found. And they'll eat lunch, they'll harvest a salad for themselves. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time.
And there were a couple things that really stood out this morning. And again, if you guys are watching this, I really encourage you to either check out eatsouth.org, and or go take a look on my Instagram, Facebook page, and you can actually see pictures, and we'll walk you through a little bit, so you get some visuals and see where we're going with this. But there were a couple of aspects of the farm that really stood out to me. One was the sustainability, that you guys reuse a lot of the materials from the city to build certain things there. And then in terms of the future plans for the sprawl that you have there, you talked about the urban orchard and how that's going to be a leader sort of in the southeast region. So why don't you touch on those two things?
Okay.
One second.
So
the sustainability, the materials.
Okay. Yeah. So a lot of what we've used, especially for the children's garden, has been things that have been at the city lot, things that are just kind of thrown away or about to be thrown away, and not able to be used for anything. Old culverts that used to be for storm drains and things, but maybe part of them have come apart. We've cut them into pieces and made beautiful planting beds out of them. Old bricks that have maybe old bricks.
Yeah, old bricks.
Old bricks. There's ballast there that actually used to be what weighed down cotton boats. When they took the cotton off, the boats were shaped in a way that they always needed a certain amount of weight on them. So it's a pretty intense history for some of the things we have there. But those ballasts, they went from the cotton boats to paving the street that's in front of me right now for a while. And then they've just been sitting at the city lot. So we have a lot of them lining pathways and beds. So a lot of recycled material. We like to use things that are sitting around us rather than going and buying something brand new. And we like to demonstrate that also for other people who might not have the money.
Sure. And you talked about the plans for the orchard. It was really exciting for you.
Right. There aren't very many orchards, urban orchards in the United States, let alone the Southeast. And the cool thing about Alabama that I love is the abundance of fruit that you can grow here. People know you can grow peaches here. They know you can grow blueberries and blackberries here. We can grow figs here, muscadines. We can also grow table grapes, kiwis, persimmons, pomegranates. A lot of things that you don't see, apples and pears. People don't grow all of these things here, but they grow really well here. And there are certain varieties that have been growing here for hundreds of years. But because we have industrialized our food system, those varieties are disappearing. And to have an orchard with all of these great varieties that some of them are almost extinct, and bringing them back to the forefront, especially with some of the environmental issues that we're having, and the fact that, I think that we will have to localize our food systems a little bit more in the future, and having varieties that can withstand different kinds of climates than the industrialized chosen apple varieties will be really important in the future.
Okay, Liz, how can someone watching this video get involved with Eat South? What is it that you guys are looking for from the community? Someone who's watching at home wants to contribute somehow to your organization to make it better.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have lots of opportunities for that, actually. We're trying to make the farms considered like a third space. So when you're like, oh, where are you hanging out tonight? Oh yeah, the downtown farm. So that's one of the things that we want to make. We want to make our farm our farm. And we do that a lot through like different volunteer opportunities. Jetson hosts a bunch at the downtown farm, primarily for our chicken coop. We've had lots of chicken coop construction days. And then we have volunteers that help with our Good Food Day field trips, which is awesome. And we have opportunities just for manual work if you just want to get out there and, you know, do some cathartic weeding. We love that.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Yeah, Jetson would love that. And so does Catherine out on the east side. So it's also nice that we're geographically separated. So we've got opportunities on the east side and downtown. And so we like to foster the relationships with both of our different communities. We're at the curb market on Saturdays where we sell our leftover produce. But mostly we just want to see people out at the farms. And we want people to get involved in our Good Food Day programs. And you know, our farm is your farm. It's just something that we want everybody to know.
Okay.
And our website, I do my darndest to keep that up with all of our events and all of our volunteer opportunities. And if you don't have time to come visit, we're also doing a new thing where you can either donate online or we're putting a Home Depot wish list up there because we are a small nonprofit. You know, our primary focus is not production at the farms, it's teaching. You know, so we do try and make some money at the curb market, but at the end of the day, our mission is directed towards children's education. So, I mean, my background, I just got my master's in public health, and so for us, it's like an upstream approach to improving the overall health and well-being of our next generation. So, but we do still need money.
Sure.
Yeah.
We got to say goodbye to Jetson here shortly, so thank you very much, and TeamStrub Day 7.
All right.